So let me tell you what you are charged with. You have been indicted by the St. Johns County Grand Jury on the charge of first-degree premeditated murder. That is a capital felony that is normally punishable by up to death or life imprisonment. In your case, because you are not yet 18 years old, death is not a possible sentence pursuant to the Florida and United States Supreme Court.
On May 9th, 2021, the quiet town of St. Johns County, Florida was rocked by the tragic death of 13-year-old Tristan Bailey. What followed was a case that would shock the nation and leave everyone asking the same question. Who could have done something so heinous? As details emerged, one name would become synonymous with the tragedy: Aiden Fucci. Charged with second-degree murder, Fucci's case would spark debate about the justice system, the handling of juvenile offenders, and the impact of senseless violence on communities. Join us on a journey through one of the most controversial cases in recent history. Don't forget to subscribe to Criminous and like this video for more riveting true crime content. And now we proceed to the criminal case of Aiden Fucci. The small town of St. Johns County, Florida was rocked in May 2021 by the brutal murder of a 13-year-old girl, Tristan Bailey. It was a case that captured national attention as it involved the death of a little child. The case involved a young teenage boy named Aiden Fucci. But how did these two young individuals come to cross paths in such a horrific way? Tristan and Aiden were both students at Patriot Oaks Academy, a middle school in St. Johns County. According to reports, they were not close friends, but they knew each other through school and other social activities in the tight-knit community. The two were also neighbors, living just a few houses apart in the Durbin Crossing neighborhood. From all accounts, Tristan was a popular and well-liked girl with a bright future ahead of her. She was also a talented cheerleader and honor student. She was active in school and the community. Aiden Fucci, on the other hand, was known to have some behavioral issues and had been in trouble with the law before. Despite this, he was not seen as a violent or dangerous individual by those who knew him. The events leading up to Tristan's death are still not entirely clear, but investigators believe that the two teenagers were together on the night of the incident, which was on May 8, 2021. It is uncertain what led to the violence that followed, but Tristan was brutally attacked and stabbed to death by Aiden. Her body was discovered the following morning in a wooded area near her home after being declared missing.
This morning, at approximately 10 o'clock this morning, the St. Johns County was notified by the family of Tristan Bailey that she was reported missing this morning at 10 o'clock this morning. 13 years old, white female. They gave a clothing description. The family last saw her last night at approximately midnight, and at that time, the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office in this community went to work this morning. This was an exhausting search by the neighborhood, by the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. We have located a body that is preliminarily identified as Tristan Bailey.
As the investigation unfolded, all eyes turned to Aiden Fucci, who was eventually arrested and charged with second-degree murder. It was a shocking turn of events for a quiet community that had never experienced such a horrific crime. Tristan's death was a devastating blow to all those who knew and loved her. Her loss was felt not just in her family and school community, but throughout the town and beyond. Tristan was known for her friendly and outgoing personality. She had many friends and was always eager to help others. Her teachers described her as a model student who was dedicated to her studies and always willing to go the extra mile to achieve her goals. She was an active and enthusiastic cheerleader, participating in both school and competitive cheerleading. Her cheerleading squad was known for their impressive stunts and routines, and Tristan was an integral part of their success. In addition to cheerleading, Tristan was also a gifted artist, and her talent was evident in her drawings and sketches. Her art was displayed in local galleries and often received praise from her teachers and peers. As news of her tragic death spread, people from all over the country expressed their condolences and shared stories of how she had touched their lives. The community rallied together to support Tristan's family and honor her memory. Vigils, memorials, and fundraisers were held in her honor. The law enforcement officers also began their investigations, and from the series of investigations they conducted, a prime suspect involved in this case was apprehended: Aiden Fucci.
I can just tell you that the man is a cold-blooded killer. And I hate to say man, he's a child, but he committed a man's crime. And with that being said, of course, I just feel like he's being held responsible for the crime he committed. So again, we'll build that case with school records. A lot of this stuff, of course, will come through court orders, search warrants. And
following the discovery of Tristan Bailey's body on May 9th, 2021, investigators from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office launched an extensive investigation into the circumstances surrounding her death. The crime scene was located in a wooded area near her home, and evidence suggested that she had been stabbed multiple times. As the investigation progressed, Aiden Fucci quickly became a person of interest. He had been seen with Tristan in the hours leading up to her death, and surveillance footage from the area showed the two together. Additionally, forensic evidence collected from the crime scene linked Fucci to the murder. On May 10th, 2021, Aiden Fucci was taken into custody and charged with second-degree murder. He was just 14 years old at the time of his arrest, which raised questions about the handling of juvenile offenders in the justice system. The arrest of Fucci sent shockwaves throughout the community and attracted national media attention. In the months that followed, the case continued to generate controversy and debate. Fucci's defense team argued that he should be tried as a juvenile, while the prosecution pushed for him to be tried as an adult. Ultimately, the decision was made to try him as an adult due to the severity of the crime committed, and he now faces life in prison if convicted.
Once the grand jury had done the indictment, we did a transfer order, which I believe some of the folks in the media had already gotten a hold of, transferring the case from juvenile court to adult court. The indictment is the triggering document which signals and executes the move into the adult court system. So Aiden Fucci will be tried as an adult in St. Johns County for first-degree murder. First off, I want to
The investigation into the murder of Tristan Bailey led to the recovery of several pieces of evidence linking Aiden Fucci to the crime. Prosecutors alleged that Fucci had made comments to several of his friends in the past, indicating that he intended to kill someone by taking them into the woods and stabbing them, which is precisely what happened to Bailey. Surveillance footage recovered by investigators shows Fucci walking with Bailey on the night of her death and later running alone. In one Snapchat video, Fucci is seen with a friend in the back of a patrol car, and the two mentioned Bailey. Investigators also found what they believe to be the murder weapon, a folding buck knife, in a pond near Bailey's body. Fucci's room was also searched, and a buck knife sheath was found along with a pair of shoes and a shirt with blood on them. Further evidence of Fucci's guilt was uncovered in a shocking video allegedly showing his mother, Crystal Smith, washing blood off her son's jeans while deputies were interviewing him. The jeans and a drain in Fucci's home later tested positive for blood, and Smith was charged with the tampering of evidence in connection with Bailey's death. Prosecutors allege that Bailey was stabbed 114 times, with 49 of those wounds sustained to her hands and arms, indicating that she had fought for her life. The wounds were consistent with the folding buck knife found in the pond. Taken together, these pieces of evidence paint a damning picture of Fucci's involvement in Bailey's murder. His alleged comments about wanting to kill someone, combined with the surveillance footage and physical evidence recovered from the crime scene and his home, provide a strong case against him.
And Mr. Fucci just wanted to make a short statement.
I just want to say I plead out guilty, and that I'm sorry for the Bailey family and my family.
Okay. Okay. I'm sure that there'll be an opportunity, obviously, at sentencing hearing to speak again.
The trial of Aiden Fucci has been an ongoing case since 2021. Fucci was tried alongside his mother, Crystal Smith, and the proceedings have been a roller coaster of events. The case has been marred with several shocking revelations that have continued to grab headlines, and the sentencing hearing is expected to be a big affair. During one of the court sessions, Fucci was heard uttering a strange statement that demons are trying to take his soul and they should leave him alone.
What's got going on? I don't want you demons. I don't want you demons take my soul. You demons want to take my soul away.
This brought about the case of his mental health, and a doctor was assigned to check his mental status. However, the defense was dealt a blow when the judge ruled that a probation officer who interviewed Fucci in jail will not be able to testify at sentencing about what Fucci said about his mental health. The defense had asked that the probation officer who checked in with Fucci every month on his health and how he was doing be allowed to testify on what Fucci told him about diagnoses he received, medications he was taking, and mental health symptoms he was experiencing. The defense lawyer indicated that her client reported hearing voices and that she wanted it in the record. However, the prosecution opposed this and the judge sided with them. At a status conference hearing for Fucci, Judge R. Lee Smith affirmed that his sentencing hearing will begin on March 21, 2023, and could last at least 2 days. Judge Smith said he plans to hand down the sentence on March 24, 2023. Both sides will call witnesses during the hearing, with at least 40 expected to testify. Fucci, who is now 16 years old, pleaded guilty to first-degree murder on the day his trial was set to begin. His sentence would, however, be reviewed after 25 years, as required by law. The trial has been closely watched by the public, with many hoping that justice will be served for the brutal murder of Tristan Bailey. The evidence presented in court by the prosecution, including Fucci's own words and actions, has made it difficult for the defense to argue otherwise. All eyes will be on the sentencing hearing to see what punishment Fucci will receive for his heinous crime. As we come to the end of this video, it's important to reflect on the case of Aiden Fucci and the tragic loss of Tristan Bailey. The investigation and arrest of Fucci serve as a sobering reminder of the impact that violent crime can have on individuals and communities. It's important to remember that despite the heinous nature of the crime, Fucci is entitled to a fair trial and a presumption of innocence until proven guilty. The trial has been marked by the presentation of several pieces of evidence linking Fucci to the crime, including video footage, witness statements, and forensic analysis. As we await the verdict of the jury, we should reflect on the importance of justice and accountability in our society. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Tristan Bailey's family and friends during this difficult time. The case remains ongoing, and we will update you as the case unfolds. Thank you for watching today's episode of our crime documentary on Criminous, and do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates on this and other important crime documentaries. Until next time, see you soon.